Well, good day once again. Here am I again, Richard Mitchell of Genuinely Uniquely RSM Counseling, Advocacy, and Consulting. Continuing with the topic of effective communication. As you know, the last time I had to just drop things and run, and I sincerely apologize for that. As you can see, this time I am on at the outdoors. I'm at the outdoors. Why? Because we need to be at an environmental time which is not so pressured and tense and rigid. So I'm taking you outdoors at this time. So to let you know that when you are doing and communicating with individuals, it is most definitely a good thing to be on the outdoors. So this part two of effective communication skills is non-verbal communication. You see, we just finished listening and now we're going into non-verbal communication. When we communicate things that we care about, we do so mainly using non-verbal signals. Wordless communication or body language includes facial expression, body movement and gestures, eye contact, posture, the tone of your voice, and even your muscle tension and breathing. The way you look, listen, move, and react to another person tells them more about you, and how you're feeling than words alone can ever express. So it should be noted that when we are communicating, there are times that we are unable to articulate in a fashion to effectively allow that other party or parties to comprehend us in the way that we're truly feeling. But another extension of this is our nonverbal communication, which at times, if that person knows to read your body language effectively, will convey the trueness of how you're feeling and what you're thinking. So we will continue by saying we need to continue developing the ability to understand and use verbal communication which can help us or you connect with others, express what you really mean, navigate challenging situation, and build better relationship at home or at work. You can enhance effective communication by using open body language, arms uncrossed, standing with an open stance, and sitting on the edge of your seat, and maintaining eye contact. Connect with the person you are talking to. You can also use the body language to emphasize or enhance your verbal message. Patting a friend on the back while complimenting him or her on their success, for example, of pounding your fist to underline your message. We need to again do it in a more appropriate and a friendly respect. Here are some tips for improving how you read nonverbal communication. So for those of you or those of us who do not have a keen concept of how to read bodily nonverbal communication, here are some insight. Practice observing people. In public places such as shopping malls, bus, train, cafe, restaurants, or even on the telephone, talk show with the sound muted. Yeah. Observing how others use body language can teach you or us how to better receive and use nonverbal signals when conversing with others. Notice how people act and react to each other. Try to guess what their relationship is, what they're talking about, and how each feels about what is being said. You see, there are times that individual might be in the hearing of your voice or in your visual presence, and they somewhat pretend as if they are well with you. But in observing their body languages, you will detect that it's not always what it seems is what you get. Individuals will portray in so many ways that they are with you, but they are not. So we need to watch how a person sits, the posture, in that posture, and what their arms are doing or saying for you to kind of perceive or understand exactly whether this person is genuinely with you or not. You see, adjust your nonverbal signals according to the context. The tone of your voice, for example, should be different when you're addressing a child than when you're addressing a group of adults. Similarly, take into account the emotional state and culture background of the person you're interacting with. This is also a pivotal stage in understanding who you're communicating with and whether they are interested in your presentation or what you're saying. Using body language to convey private feelings even when you're not actually experiencing them. If you're nervous about a situation, a job interview, important presentation, or first date, for example, you can use positive body language to signal confidence even though you're not feeling it. Instead of tentatively entering a room with your head down, eyes avert, and sliding into a chair, try standing tall with your shoulders back, smiling and maintaining eye contact, and delivering a firm handshake. It will make you feel more self-confident and help to put the other person at ease. So don't go in with a haphazard handshake, even if you may be feeling nervous. You see, while you go in there and with a strong handshake and keep your eyes focused on that person, it will build your confidence, and your body language and language will change and will convey to that person that you mean business. You're here for business, and that's it. You see, effective communication skills part 3 is managing stress. As I stated before, stress leads to so many different type of emotions, and one of those emotions is poor emotions control or poor anger management. And I will be getting to anger management in a few or my next presentation. Learn to recognize and reduce hidden stress. In small doses, stress can help you perform under pressure. However, when your stress becomes constant and overwhelming, it can hamper effective communication by disrupting your capacity to think clearly and creatively and act appropriately when you are stressed. You're more likely to misread other people, send confusing or off-putting nonverbal signals, and lapse into unhealthy knee-jerk patterns or behavior. How many times have you felt stressed during a disagreement with your spouse, kids, boss, friends, and or co-workers, and then said or done something you later regret? And this is where anger management or emotional control management needs to be implemented. You see, once you learn to read who you are, your emotion, the signals that you're sending off, and able to bring them under control, you are then able to effectively ward off bad regrets. So I will continue in saying that we I am again Richard Mitchell of Genuine Uniquely RSM Counseling, Advocacy and Consulting, who is at all time have your best interest at heart. You see, when stress strikes, you can, let me go back here a little bit and state that if you can quickly relieve stress and return to a calm state, you are not only avoid such regrets, but in many cases you will also help calm the other person as well. It only when you're in a calm, relaxed state that you'll be able to know whether the situation requires a response or whether the other person's signal indicate it would be better to maintain silence. When stress strikes, you can always temper it by time out and meditate or go for a run, especially if you are in a middle of a meeting with your boss or an argument with your spouse. For example, by learning to quickly reduce stress in the moment, though you can safely face any strong emotion, your experience, regulate your feelings, and behave appropriately. When you know how to maintain a relaxed, energized state of awareness, even when something upsetting happens, you can remain emotionally available and engaged. To deal with stress during communication, we must recognize when we're becoming stressed. Your body will let you know if you're stressed as you communicate. Are your muscles or even stomach tight and sore? Your hands are clenched, in your breath shallows, are you forgetting to breathe? Take a moment to calm down before deciding to continue a conversation or postpone it. Bring your sense to the rescue and quickly manage stress by taking a few deep breaths, clenching and relaxing muscles, or recalling a soothing sensory rich image. For example, the best way to rapidly and reliable relieve stress is through the sense: sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. but each person respond definitely to scenery input. So you or we need to find things that are soothing to us. Look for humor in a situation. When used appropriately, humor is a great way to relieve stress when communicating. When you or those around you start talking or taking things too seriously, find a way to lighten the mood by sharing a joke or amusing story. But willingly to compromise something, it will, if you can both bend a little, you'll be able to find a happy middle ground that reduces the stress level for someone concerned. If you realize that the other person cares much more about something than you do, compromise may be easier for you and a good investment in the future of the relationship. Agree to disagree, again, is a pivotal thing or tool in which, our technique in which we need to use to overcome a situation if necessary, and take time away from the situation so everyone can calm down. Take a quick break and move away from the situation. Go to a stall outside if possible, or spend a few minutes meditating, physical movement, or finding a quick place to regain your balance, which can quickly reduce stress. And finally, but not least, or should I say, let me continue with effective communication 4. But before we go on to effective communication 4, I'm just going to take some time out and say to you once again that we need to balance the scale. We need not to allow negative comments, people, environment to affect how we feel personally. And this is why we need to effectively and adequately bring ourselves, our state of mind, our emotions to a place where we can remove stressors from our existence so that we can live in a harmonious and a peaceful environment and have a blessed and long life. Again, I am Richard Mitchell of Genuine Uniquely RSM. I will be coming back to you with part 4 of effective communication. So know that you are number one and you are able to overcome and be successful in effective communication. So stay tuned and I will come back to you once again. Be good to yourself and know that you are loved and appreciated. And most of all, before you can even love anyone else, love yourself. Bye for now. Again, I am Richard Mitchell, Genuine Uniquely RSM.